Hello, and thank you for checking in to the Neutral Zone Hotel, an unapologetically left-leaning podcast exploring hockey at its best and worst. My name is SJ, my pronouns are they, them, and I am so pleased to welcome you to the Neutral Zone Hotel. Here to ensure your stay is a memorable one are a few of my colleagues. Trevor, care to introduce yourself?
Yes, I would care to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Trevor. My pronouns are he, him, the regretful Vancouver Canucks fan. Although maybe not as regretful because they shut out the Maple Leafs somehow after getting shut out by the Hurricanes the day before and getting stranded in Carolina until I don't know, stupid early. They didn't land in Toronto till noon Eastern time, let's put it that way. And still went out there and beat the Leafs, who were on rest at home.
I heard their police escort in Toronto was so slow.
Yeah, that's what Rick Tocchet was saying, but you know what? Speaking personally, I love to see it. Sorry, Ali, you know I love you, but no.
We also have not one, not three, but two special guests checking in this week. Please welcome Madison and Emily. Please briefly introduce yourselves.
I'm Madison. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm an Avs fan and a PWHL fan.
Go on.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. And I'm Emily. I use they and she. Like Madison, I am an Avs fan, a PWHL fan, and deeply regrettably, I spent enough years in Western New York that I got Stockholm syndromed into loving the Buffalo Sabres. 0 out of 10. Folks, do not
1970
recommend.
Expansion, cousin regret. High five.
Wow. That is a rough place to be. I feel for you. I think the Sabres are maybe the only team in the league that I have found harder to watch than the Kraken this year.
It's not a good time. Actually, if you enjoy watching spectacular collapses, then they're a great time. If you want to enjoy hockey, though, less fun.
Yes, very,
at least
very
with
less
Chicago,
fun.
you get to watch the other team just do crazy cool stuff because they're so bad that nothing is stopping them.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Avs and you lose against them this week.
Oh no.
They've pulled off a couple of interesting wins lately. I don't think they're quite as tragic as some other teams in the league. But speaking of having fun watching hockey, we all had a great opportunity to have fun watching the PWHL this week. All of us here were privileged to be able to attend a PWHL Takeover Tour game, and that is primarily what we're going to be talking about today. So Trevor attended the PWHL game in Vancouver. Yeah, I did not say the wrong city. I stopped.
You caught yourself on the first letter there. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. I was able to attend the game in Seattle, and Emily and Madison attended the game in Denver, which I am informed broke the U.S. attendance record.
Yep, just over 14,000 people. Woo! It was incredible.
And during a Broncos playoff game, which is...
Yeah, right?
Wild. I was so concerned when I realized they were scheduled at the same time because I was like, oh no, I don't want this to hurt Denver's chances. And no, we crushed it.
Excellent work, Denver.
At least one of those things crushed it. The other one got crushed.
Look, we don't need to talk about the Broncos.
Bad,
they didn't really need to be in the playoffs anyway. It's fine.
No.
But that's a completely different wing of the hotel. We don't care about that in the hockey section.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your fan experience and the in-arena experience in Denver today?
It rocked. No, they did not have a ton of merch. We walked in and, I bought stuff, obviously, but it was pretty much all, they think they had some jerseys in the main store. Yeah. But the smaller stores just had generic, they didn't have a shirt for the day.
Yes. So they had, they had Denver Takeover tour shirt, and then some just like general PWHL stuff. And then so we went to one of the smaller little merch locations because it was overwhelmingly crowded. But there were definitely some, I think, blank jersey. There were at least youth blank jerseys in the like main store they have at Ball Arena, but
Because you both went together, right? Like you sat together and everything. Yeah, that rules. Because I can't remember if we like lightly brushed on it because SJ, one of the big complaints for you was there was almost nothing in Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe there was a different merch location I didn't find that maybe had jerseys, but I did not see any jerseys for sale. I couldn't even find pucks. There was like
I didn't
one
see any pucks
location.
either.
I saw somebody with a puck, but I have no idea
They
where
may
they
have been
found
given
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe they just sold them out really quickly because they were, by the time that I got to the merch location, like they were selling everything. They were like taking the display stuff down.
Oh,
and selling it. That like it was, they almost certainly left quite a bit of money on the table as far as merchandising goes in Seattle.
They definitely did here too, because we went in like right around when doors opened, and we went straight to a merch location, and so we were able to get stuff. I didn't see any pucks because I would have bought one, but I did hear from people near me, like in like at second intermission, I want to say, that were saying that they were like pretty much totally sold out of everything.
And even when we were there, so we were there no more than 20 minutes after doors open, and there were people asking about sizing, and the guy was saying, yeah, there might be some later, but like this is what we have right now. And I don't know, they probably had more selection down in like the main team store where they were doing merch, but the little offshoot location, not so much.
Yeah, the Kraken's team store was totally closed and shut down.
Oh.
So like they weren't even using that location. It was all like on the concourses.
So they only used the team. So Ball has like the main store that's by the main front entrance, and then they have a little store like right off the concourse on the first level. And those were the only two places I saw them selling merch. I don't even know if they were selling anything up in the 300s. Because they only sold part of the 300 level. So I don't know what they had going on up there.
Yeah. Because I subscribe to the PWHL subreddit. So from what I heard, it's both ends of, like, both basically behind the net, second and the upper bowl, that was, like, tarped off for y'all, right?
Yeah. So I think it was just the middle sections of the upper level, and the ends were blocked off.
Yeah, that's same in Seattle. I think we only sold 12,000 in Seattle, which is more than we sold for the rivalry game a few years ago.
That's impressive because I mean those games, they were hyping those games up for like months.
Yeah. The rivalry game was really good. I thought this one, I mean, I think there was more excitement for this one in the city, though, than there was for the rivalry game, and attendance was better.
So I'm gonna sit here tugging my collar and feeling bad. And this is also how I think I can tell each city, like, individually did their merch orders. It wasn't a PWHL thing. Because Vancouver loaded up. They had them selling out of the main team store, the secondary team store, and about 5 more separate small merch booths all around the arena.
Wow.
All had PWHL gear. Because we had, as mentioned by y'all, we had the gray T-shirt that's got like a view of the skyline and the two teams and the date.
Yeah.
We had a couple generic sweaters and whatnot. They also had, I think it was like a black sweater that had like it was like green and blue, and I think it said like Vanner, like with like PWHL like Takeover tour underneath it. I'll try and find an image later and post it in our Discord server. It was really cool looking, and I did end up. So I went with my girlfriend, and I'll get more into her experience as well later on because that's probably my favorite part about this. But so she got like this nice like white sweater with like a PWHL. It kind of looked like something out of the 90s, and this is how you can tell that trends recycle every 30 years. But my favorite piece that she got was a black hoodie, but it's got like the they call it the inaugural 6 just to differentiate.
I think
they had that
hoodie.
Yeah, and it's got like the 6 logos, but like only one of their colors are represented in each.
Yeah, I think your girlfriend and I can match.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it is super cool. Yeah, love that hoodie. I am sitting here in my Montreal Victoire jersey. Because originally I was on the fence about it, and because I also was like kind of holding out because eventually I want to get a named one. So I will say they only just had the generic ones, but after seeing them there, I'm just like I have to. But yeah, so both Maine and the smaller team store had jerseys, and I think at least like most of the kiosks had something for the jerseys as well. And I do have a puck. Unfortunately, is not one that specifies the day in the team like the warm up pucks. I caught a quick glimpse of those ones because a couple of them got thrown over close to where I was sitting. But mine is just kind of a generic one that specified, like, PWHL Takeover Tour. Again, I think I have a photo of that posted in the Discord server.
I wonder that they didn't sell the warm-up pucks. That's weird.
Yeah. I don't think, well, even last year they didn't do it. So I wonder if they just make it for warm-ups and then they'll toss them out to the crowd, but then that's it. They don't make extras to sell, which is a shame because I have a penchant for purchasing pucks with like the 2 teams playing in the date.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like those. That's a good
puck collection.
It's a good souvenir. Yeah. They're small. Yeah. They're relatively inexpensive. They're unique to hockey. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Like I didn't even start doing it till last. Like SJ, do you remember the game that we went to? That was the first time I did that.
Yeah, I saw it later and I was like, oh, I probably should have gotten one of those because that was my first ever NHL game.
But, and so, actually, fun enough, for my birthday, my girlfriend got me a little, like a 12 puck display case for all the pucks that I'd picked up. It's already full.
Nice.
I need to invest in a puck display case. Like, I really want one for my apartment. Because right now, they just kind of all sit there.
Yeah. Right, so she's joking how she needs to get me another one already. I'm like, yeah, just maybe.
You're just a wall full of puck display cases.
Hell yeah.
At the end of the day. It's your only decor.
I wouldn't judge.
I mean, yeah, that's the ultimate dream is to have like my living room be all hockey. I mean, I got to hang up all my hockey jerseys somewhere, so.
Exactly. So, moving on from merchandise, how were the actual games? Like, what quality of play were they fun? Was there a lot of stuff going on?
From like a...
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So this is semi-merch related, so I'll just tag it on here. They did give everyone who walked into Ball Arena for this game a foam Go Frost finger, which I thought was really sick.
So they leaned way in on this being a Frost home game at a different venue.
Wow.
I mean, so they did... So Alan Roach does all of the in-game announcing for the games, and I mean, it was your Minnesota Frost. When they scored, they got the goal song, they got the goal horn, and Montreal got the deadpan, Montreal goal number whatever, scored at X of the whatever period. The total no-sell, like an away game, and they got, let's go Frost chants started and everything. They were like, this is a Minnesota home game that's happening in Colorado. And I think that's primarily because Nicole Hensley is a Colorado girl. And she plays for Minnesota, so they're like, okay, we have a tie-in here. But I wonder what they would have done if they didn't have a player tie-in, if they would have still tried to sell it as a Minnesota home game or not.
I do have a theory on that, but because SJ, they tried to do that with you, right?
So in Seattle, it was a Boston home game. And there was no merch giveaway. We didn't get foam fingers. I wonder if that was something that unique to the team, like that the Frost were like, no, this is what we're going to do that's special. We're going to pay for it.
It could have been. So they said it was.
It did have like a Woody Creek Distilleries thing on it, which is their Jersey sponsor.
Yeah,
and they were sponsoring this takeover game. So I do, and they're a Colorado company. So I think that may have been part of it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we didn't have a giveaway, but it very much was billed as a Boston home game. We got the Boston goal song and the goal horn for only Boston goals, and it was your Boston Fleet, which I'd say the crowd was like 60-40 Boston to Montreal. There was a solid Montreal contingent. A lot of people were just neutral fans. And like there was a lot, I want to say that like the barn, even though there were more people, there was like less excitement for each goal than there was in the rivalry game when it was USA Canada,
Yeah.
You could tell that it was a kind of a neutral site game, but there was still like significant cheering, a little more for Boston than for Montreal. And I think people because Boston made a big comeback in our game, like that got people going pretty good. But yeah. Unfortunately, no foam fingers. That would have rocked.
It was pretty sick.
So
It was very fun.
yeah, that does sound sick. I will point out one thing. So SJ, as you said, Boston played Montreal. Emily and Madison, who did Minnesota, play today.
Montreal.
So my point being, all 3 year games, like both the games, were an American team versus a Canadian team, whereas mine was Toronto versus Montreal.
Okay, does Montreal just get all of the takeover games?
No,
Or they
they get
look,
4
everyone
of the
wants
9,
to
and
see
the only
MVP.
I don't blame them, and I'll get into that later.
She got a huge pop when they introduced her.
Yeah.
She got a huge pop.
They gave her like the greatest women's player of all time, like in her like pregame thing. Like they gave her all the pomp and circumstance.
Yeah. I think they introduced her when they introduced her in our arena. It was something like "Nobody does it better." That's what they said.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to have that, but because mine being 2 different Canadian teams. While it was technically a Toronto home game, they gave the horn to both teams. They gave the goal songs to both teams. They treated it like a true neutral site game. When someone would score, it was instead of Toronto goal and Montreal goal, it was Toronto goal, Montreal goal, like full blown into it. And to that point, so both teams have one player from BC on their roster. Montreal actually gave one of the starting lineup spots to Jennifer Gardner, who's from Surrey. Who is so that's actually where I live. Do not try and assassinate my I won't give you any more coordinates. There's 500,000 people here. Good luck trying to find me. First, when I was actually kind of surprised because Hannah Miller, who's like a pretty well-known women's hockey player, is from like elsewhere in BC. She didn't get the starting lineup. She didn't really get like that notoriety and whatnot. Because while MPP did not get like a full kind of thing, Jennifer Gardner, when she was announced as Surrey's own. So she got a huge pop. But then, of course, Marie-Philippe Poulin got announced. And let's put it this way. Vancouver rights don't forget 2010.
That's fair.
She got the loudest pop I think I've ever heard in Rogers Arena. And I went to a WWE event earlier this year. And let me tell you, pops are loud for that. And I also went to a Canucks playoff game. And while we chanted hard for that, still not on that level or that level of sustainability. And who boy did she show up. But it was a very divided crowd.
You got that goal.
What a good game.
Yeah, I did. I will say, though, I'm slightly envious. So I'm going to quickly just dive into it. If you all haven't seen this yet, what is wrong with you? Marie-Philippe Poulin probably scored the coolest goal in PWHL history so far.
Okay.
When knocking herself with the defender, falling down to her knees, slowly drifting away from the net, somehow gets her stick on it and roofs it. Like from like the face-off dot, it was incredible. The building exploded for it. Two problems. One for me personally, where I was sitting, I had the view kind of blocked, so I didn't get to see the full like glorious view of it. And then when I was watching the replay on the big screen, that's when Daryl Watts scored for Toronto.
Oh.
So I missed that as well. But when I went back, I found out I had a friend who was at the game. And when he told me where his seats were, I watched the MPP goal back. And when they kind of zoom in on them, like all hugging together, all of a sudden I pause because he's right there. He's in the thumbnail of the YouTube video. And I'm just like, you lucky bleep. But other than that, no, just incredible experience. And because I've been very fortunate, this was not my first PWHL game. I got to go to 2 last season. Like I did the whole Eastern trip and whatnot for it, but this was by far the most fun one I saw.
Cool. So good times. Good. What did they do for intermissions?
We had a youth hockey shootout competition.
Okay.
So it was, I think it was like a split squad of a local team, one goalie at each end, 2 lines of players, and they just did like nonstop shootout for probably half of the intermission.
Nice.
Interesting.
Was that the only real?
I like missed the first intermission to go buy snacks, so I don't know what was happening. I know that like right when they came back from the first intermission, they shot to Cale Makar in the stands, and he was really awkward, but he got a pop from the crowd. But that's all I remember from the first intermission. The second one had the girls' hockey teams, which was
Yeah,
cute.
I don't think
I love when they have kids playing hockey at intermission. It always gets me going.
Yeah, I think I don't think they did anything for the first, because I was there for most of it and nothing was happening. I think they ran some hype videos and stuff. Minimal in like in-game production stuff. Also, Colorado has a sad lack of like local women's sports icons. So Cale Makar was the only...
Yeah, because we don't have any professional women's teams. And haven't in my entire lifetime.
Yeah, so Cale was the only famous person they cut to. And I was like, okay, well, Missy Franklin doesn't live in Colorado anymore, so there goes that. Sophia Smith on the U.S. women's national soccer team is from Colorado, but I don't know if she's around or has any interest in going to the games. They just didn't really have anybody. Low-key kind of surprised that even Makar showed up, since they got their butts kicked in Winnipeg last night and probably got home at either stupid o'clock last night or like the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
But,
what, then
I'm sure they made somebody
him.
Go. Although they did, before the game, the Avs did put a picture of Jonathan Drouin in a Victoire jersey and Casey Middlestat in a Frost jersey on all of their social media. They're like, we're so excited you guys are here, like, have fun or whatever.
They did like a handing over the keys thing too, where it was like I think it's just like a cute little video of like it's the alternate captains for the Avs, and they like handed over the keys to members from the Frost, I think.
Okay, they did that. They also posted a bunch of pictures of Sam Malinsky meeting up with random Minnesota players, because I think he's also from Minnesota. But
okay. Yeah, they did like some social media stuff before the players left for Winnipeg, I want to say, but I didn't see a lot of like. And then like also, I don't think, once again, being during the Broncos playoff game was like kind of a major scheduling bummer for anyone who knows like the vibe of Denver sports. So
that reminds me, the biggest pop in Seattle that for the entire thing was when they showed Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe.
I mean,
that would get a pop for
because
me.
They rock.
Yeah.
So
they
cool.
show up to everything. They are by far the most popular sports figures in the city.
As they should be.
Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had glass seats. And like they show it on the screen, and like Rapinoe like stands up and like starts twirling a shirt around, and like, I don't even know where she got that. And it's like they really always sell it. So absolutely.
And there was a few Kraken players as well there, right?
Yeah. So Yanni Gord and his daughter Emma did the locker room like starting lineup read for the Victoire, which makes total sense because Yanni is from Quebec, and Jess Campbell who's the assistant coach for the Kraken, did the ceremonial face-off, and she also did the lineup read for the Fleet. And she got a huge pop. She is so popular. I think at this point, Jess Campbell might be the most popular Kraken.
As she should be.
I'm just saying the team's real bad this year, though. Yeah, we had pretty good attendance. Grubauer showed up. So did Shane Wright. And Yanni was there, and I think Beniers was there. I don't remember. It was like 4 or 5 people.
Because Beniers is from Boston, right? So he had a thing with the Fleet.
Oh yeah. So Beniers and Decord, our goalie, are both from Boston, and so they both showed up, and they gave them a Boston Fleet jersey as well. So
nice.
They were psyched.
Yeah, I think the only other like local hockey adjacent person we had was John Michael Lyles, who used to play for the Avs.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah, he used to play for the Avs and is
for
now
the Avs actually. So,
is he now? Okay.
Like he's like around. Like I've met John Michael Lyles. Like he just like goes to Avs events and is like mega chill.
This is also how you can tell the era of fan that I came up in versus SJ, because SJ just like no sells this, and I'm just like, wow, that's a name.
He was there with his like daughter. And, it was very cute.
For the record, and you can feel free to correct me, but yeah, like John Michael Lyles was a defenseman for the Avs during like the late '90s, mid-aughts.
Mm-hmm.
I think he won at least one cup with them, right?
I think so.
He? I don't think he was on that 2001 Cup team.
Maybe
I think he was later.
Maybe
than
it's later on, but like that still like that kind of like good Colorado Avalanche.
But yeah, he's good.
Yeah. So there were no Canucks at Rogers Arena for this one, mainly because they were in the middle of an Eastern road swing, and I think they were actually playing the Capitals that day.
Would have been hard to be in Vancouver then.
Yeah, that's fair. You can't be in 2 places at once.
However, they did go hard with everyone else. So, to drop the ceremonial face-off, they had one member of the Canadian women's rugby sevens team who won silver at the Olympics.
Hell yeah.
And the first ever signing for the first professional women's soccer team in Vancouver that's starting action in spring.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
So that's how I learned that apparently Vancouver is getting a professional women's soccer team.
Love that. So is Denver.
But
they did not have anybody remotely related to that.
They don't have any team members yet, so.
Yeah. So, and then also we stole this from like Carolina, and it's stupid, but we got one of those like storm sirens to like pump the crowd up, like that they started like put at the beginning of each period. So for the first period, they had Nathan Rourke, who is the quarterback for the BC Lions, and his wife were there to do that. We had members of the Vancouver Whitecaps who were there. We had a few more of the Vancouver Rise women's soccer team there, more of the Canadian women's rugby sevens team there. Members of the Vancouver Warriors lacrosse team and Abbotsford Canucks were there. And I feel like I'm missing some. Oh, yeah. The Fraser Valley Bandits Canadian professional basketball team also had some representation there.
That rocks.
So
I guess
cool.
all of the Colorado teams, the Broncos were in Buffalo, the Nuggets were somewhere.
Yeah, the Nuggets had a game during this game as well.
Yeah, I don't know, like, the Mammoth that nobody really knows or cares about. The Rockies people actively try to avoid, so no one's going to be like, here's Rockies player whoever.
Who, like, you can basically get paid to go watch a Rockies game at this point. It's bad.
The Mariners, too. Yeah.
And then, so our ceremonial puck drop was, like, the president of USA Hockey or something. I don't know. It was some man affiliated with USA Hockey.
She got to take
cool.
the face off though, and so goalie win the face off, which I was very excited about.
I
even
love
though
it.
she
I
didn't
love
play.
it when goalies do the face-off.
So I did forget there was a couple other guests, and one of whom I was surprised wasn't there to drop the ceremonial puck. So they had a couple Olympic legends as well. So Jaina Hefford was there, as well as Cami Granato.
Why
Which
was Cami
makes
Granato
sense.
not dropping the puck? Let Cami Granato
Yeah.
drop the
That's
puck.
Yeah.
However, I know the reason for this because I saw her through the concourse. She was signing copies of her children's book on the concourse.
Oh, okay, good reason. Good reason. Wasn't like her entire
That
hockey school
simultaneous
there
awe was
though?
incredible. Pardon?
Wasn't her entire hockey school like at the game?
I'm not sure. Oh, that I don't know if necessarily that was true. Sorry, I forgot one other thing though. The coolest thing from what I heard. So Jennifer Gardner, because she came up through the greater the Metro Vancouver junior hockey system, invited all of her former teams out there.
Aw.
So there was at least 650 kids, all related to her minor hockey program, all there today or that game.
That
That's
rocks.
so cute.
So the other thing too, to cover attendance, SJ, we brushed on how Seattle had just over 12K. We touched on how Denver broke the American record with 14K. Vancouver put together the third biggest attendance for a women's hockey game ever. We got 19,038.
That rocks.
I should point out, Canucks sellout is 18,810. So somehow we got an extra 200 people in there.
I'm genuinely fascinated by how that happened. That's what I want to know.
Maybe it was just standing room watching it up in the sports bar they have in the upper floor there. I have
Yeah,
no
did they
idea
sell
how.
standing room tickets or something?
They must have. I have got no idea. I'll be honest. Thanks to friend of the show, GPS in our Discord, Jordan, I got pre-sale code. So I got my tickets at 7 a.m. on the day before tickets were officially set to release. Greatest. Forever grateful to him for that because my seats were immaculate.
I had pretty
and
good
this can
seats,
touch
too.
into another thing where we can touch on our seats and pricing one because I am curious about that for both of you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was row 7, right behind the penalty box, pretty much right along center, and I paid $75 a ticket for 2 tickets. And again, to put this into perspective, when SJ and I went to see the Canucks versus Edmonton, we were in the upper bowl up in the corner. Each of those tickets was $150.
Yeah.
So, for the price of seeing the Canucks versus Edmonton in the upper bowl, which is still fun, I got to sit 7 rows up from the the ice, basically behind the penalty box, 3 or 4 rows up, right along center.
Yeah, so we were
Mind-boggling.
We were basically the same. We were that same section, but row 15 instead of row 7. We wanted to make sure we could see over the box, and ours were $70 a piece after all of the Ticketmaster fees and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which again is there are definitely upper bowl tickets to Avs games that are in that ballpark. If it's a good team in town, you could pay $70 to sit in the 300s.
Yeah, I don't remember what I paid. I know I talked about this before. I was also penalty box side on the lower bowl, but more. I deliberately picked kind of towards upper of the lower bowl, so it was they letter.
Yeah.
So I was in row P.
Okay, so 16, basically.
I don't know.
Yeah, that
so
that
it
is.
was-
I was going through the alphabet on my fingers
I'm
trying
not
to
gonna-
figure out.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I thought
16.
the seats were great. Yes. I could not have been happier. You could see really everything. I was like, dang, I wish I could sit this far down for Kraken games, but I would have no money left.
Yeah.
And also the Kraken are bad.
Not worth spending your money to sit down there right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also,
I
you can
did wanna
probably
go,
just go down at intermission and sit in a lower bowl seat because people aren't going to sit in those seats right now.
yeah. Unfortunately, with the way the CPA, they secondary scan your ticket for club seats. So
That's so
Yeah.
rude.
it is rude. It is
I
really
know.
rude. It is really rude. Also, they have an extra $15 fee for club seats, which is extremely irritating. They kill you with fees at CPA. Just absolutely destroy you with fees. So like, as I recall, like my tickets were really not any more expensive than Vancouver, except for the fees. I think I paid more in fees. Yeah. Thanks, Oakview. It's Oakview too. It's like
the fact that you're all like saying that like it's the same price as Vancouver, but then you also got to remember like the conversion, because the Canadian dollar is kind of ass right now.
Oh yeah,
so
we
spent
spent more money. It sounds like
Yeah, like if you spent $70, that's basically equivalent of like 105 Canadian or 100 to 105 Canadian to go. Not that that's like not worth it or anything. It's 100% worth it.
Oh yeah,
I
do
would
it
have paid
again.
that gladly. But because like I sat decently close and I still could see everything. So I mean, to be fair, I do have a slight height advantage. So even if I'm sitting down, I can see over everything. I thought about maybe going closer. Yeah, it's a shame that we never got a proper photo of it, because when SJ and I met, it was somewhere down here.
Trevor is legitimately 15 inches taller than I am.
That's incredible.
So it is a little bit comical when we are standing next to each other. Yes.
Yeah,
that's roughly how it is with all my tall friends as well. So I feel that, SJ.
So,
I've got probably 8 inches on Madison.
Yeah,
so.
I was really short next to the people I was at the game with today.
Because like the first time I took my girlfriend to a game, we went to an AHL game. We sat in the third row. She jumped every time someone got hit into the boards, or if the puck was like smacking into the glass. So I'm just sitting there like stoically, because I know what to expect. She doesn't. So every time she's like, whoa! And me being a jerk, I'm gonna laugh at it the first few times. So I wanted to at least ease her back a little bit, and probably for a good call, because there was a lot. Like, it was a physical game. There was a lot of hitting, a lot of roughs. Like, I heard a lot of people who were very surprised at like the amount of scrums and like hits going on there. I'm just like,
I think for people who aren't used to PWHL games, who have only ever seen Olympic women's hockey, or like they maybe saw a couple PHF games or whatever, like it is a lot more physical. You know, they are actually allowed and encouraged to hit, and they all still need to learn how to do it properly and not injure people and not all get themselves suspended. But that's a whole separate conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I was like pleasantly, like I was surprised at how a couple of them didn't get injured. Like how they popped up. Like there was one girl who basically went like face first into the post.
Ow.
And I was just like, the fact, which as much as there are times I roll my eyes at it, SJ sometimes has a point when they talk about how players need to have face cages.
Yeah. I desperately wish that they would wear cages in the NHL.
They should.
Oh no, I'm on that. I'm on board with that as well. Yeah.
Because like if an NHL player did that, like face first in the post like that, they're probably out down the tunnel with some dental.
Like, sorry, you can't punch each other in the face if you have to wear a cage, but like also maybe you should do less punching each other in the face.
Yeah.
But whereas the girl, you know, she take face into the post, whatever, she just gets up, whatever, the cage did its work.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I still wouldn't want to go face first into the post, even with a cage. But I mean, at 100%. Least you keep all of your teeth. So
yeah,
100%.
Plus, like, so I don't know if you might have noticed in your game, but Mariah Keppel, she had like these giant hoop earrings going on there in her ears, and I was pointing at my girlfriend like, look at that, she's got like the giant hoop. She's like, I would never do that. It's like, yeah, but that's why they have like the ear coverings and whatnot. Like, it's all covered, nothing's dangling out. But
that's still like we were literally talking about like the different hairstyles that some of the ladies with long hair have, and we're like, I don't think that looks comfortable. Like, I don't know how any of them do it without a braid. Like,
like someone go like, not necessarily free flowing, but like they got the free flowing ponytail.
I just
like, or like
my
the
hair would have gotten so
what?
Tangled if it was that long and I was playing braid or bust.
I don't know how some of the players play in like full faces of makeup too. That's insane to me. Like, no, I used to act professionally. That's crazy to me.
I I get
They
that, like,
must
if
have,
you
like,
want to do
crazy
your makeup
waterproof.
for the walk-ins, then, you know, are you really going to wash your face before the game? But also, I just cannot imagine, like, sweating mascara into your eyes in the middle
That's
of a
my
game.
fear. I've done that in heat before. So I'm like, I feel like if I was playing a sport, I would get sweaty and I would have mascara in my eyes, and that would be bad. I don't know how they do it. They're so strong. Like
they wear like crazy waterproof makeup.
I'm sure they do,
Like-
but still, I, like, could not
Yeah,
be me.
I mean, I couldn't do it either, but it's not all of them. It's actually kind of funny to be like to like see on intermission interviews which ones are like the full face makeup and which ones are like nah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
And I've seen them
different
wear I've seen, like, a lot of them wear earrings, but they tend to be studs. Going full hoops that's a choice.
that's wild.
Yeah, it was
That
wild.
is a whole choice.
And, like, the reason I was looking is because when Michaela Grant-Mentis scored the first goal, I was pointing up at, like, her photo on there. She's like, yeah, she's like the only member in the league, but she's a member of Gauge Gang because for those who don't know, my ears are, like, stretched out. So I got, like, half-inch gauges in there. And while Michaela Grant-Mentis aren't that big, she's, like, the only player I've ever seen who's got, like, a little bit of, like, the gauges going on there. I'm like, yeah, respect for that. But so because of that conversation we had, all of a sudden it was, like, kind of on my mind. And all of a sudden I look down at the ice and all of a sudden I see, like, this giant gold circle going through. I'm like, no way. She is.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I guess the ultimate question is, and SJ, we can start with you because you had the first game. How was your, like, overall thoughts and feelings about going to the PWHL game?
I had a really good time. I know a lot of people traveled in for the game, and we still only got 12,000. I don't know if that means we're going to get a team at some point. I think it would be super great to get a team. But yeah, I think we need to, it might be better if Seattle waited a few years before it happened. And by the time they want to do like a Western Conference expansion, maybe they'll be ready. But I'm not sure that Seattle could really sustain a PWHL team at this point.
So yeah, I had an absolutely incredible time. Even if it wasn't my first experience, the fact that I got to do it at home just meant so much for me. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, I've been slowly but surely trying to get Kira, my lovely girlfriend, into hockey for the past couple of years. As I alluded to, I brought her to an Abbey Canucks game last year. We went to her first Vancouver Canucks game earlier this year for my birthday. And, like, she's been really excited to go. But this was the game where I think it really clicked for her to really kind of understand why I love hockey so much.
Nice.
Because for her, she got to see players that she can identify with and that she can relate with. And also, she's got a 5-year-old daughter. She's going to have these heroes that she can, grow up with and watch. And you know what? Yeah, I can appreciate a great game of hockey because, hell, I got a great game of hockey. I got probably one of the coolest goals I'll ever see in my entire life. And even so, no matter what my experience was, it's not going to be anything related to compared to what she got. Because she got more than I can ever imagine out of a PWHL game.
Cool.
So, yeah, bring them out west. It is almost ensured that we can sustain a team here. Whenever we'd have signs up, like in the stands for all the girls saying, bring a team out west, it got the loudest cheers of the night, except for MPP's goal. And as you alluded to, people traveling, I saw little girls teams from as far out as Kamloops, which is about 4 hours outside of Vancouver, who all traveled down there.
Whoa.
And on the way back onto the SkyTrain, I saw we were behind a dad and a daughter, and she was like talking about all excited about it. He's like, yeah, we got to wake up at 5 a.m. for practice tomorrow, right? And I was like, oh, that's dedication right there. And you know what? So worth it for her and whatever teammates she might have had there.
Sweet.
Madison, Emily, what about your thoughts and just the overall experience for you too?
It was great. I had so much fun. So this was my first PWHL game, but I went to, they were still the NWHL at that point. I went to a Riveters game back in, I want to say 2018. And it was in
so this is back when they were still New York and not Metropolitan.
Yeah. It was, I don't remember where it was, but it was in this like tiny community rink that had like a couple rows of bleachers and everything. And like, people were there, people were excited, and people waited in line, all of the ribs came out, and you got to like get autographs or whatever, but it was such a like low key, small thing. And so then to go see this game at Ball Arena that was, as full as some Avs games I've been to there, full of people, so excited. Almost everyone had some amount of merch on. There were a bunch of families where like mom would have a Montreal jersey on and a kid would have a Minnesota jersey or whatever. And like everyone's so into it. There were a handful of different "we want a team" chants that started.
Yeah.
Like everyone was having so much fun.
Good.
Yes.
And like I was almost envious. It's like, damn, Denver stepped up. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I think it's a good time for hockey in Colorado right now. I think after the Avs won their most recent cup, that got more eyes on hockey, especially since like the Broncos were bad at that point. The Rockies have been bad since forever. The Nuggets were like good but couldn't get it done, and so it was like, okay, we're all going to watch hockey because this is the good team in town. And so I think that probably helped drive a lot of the interest for this game, just because there's still people who were getting into hockey from that. And I mean, the crowd was great. Also, like, we were chatting with all of the fans around us the whole game. We had so much fun.
That's awesome.
For me, I mean, I like got a little teary-eyed. Like they showed some like little girls holding signs that were like during warm-ups that were like, because of you, I know I can do it, like that kind of thing. Aww. And they were like little girls in like their team's hockey jerseys. And this was my first ever professional women's sports game. I've never like been in a position to go to one really, despite like watching and following women's sports for quite some time. So that was also just like really special for me. The "we want a team" chants really started after they showed that we broke the attendance record like on the Jumbotron, and then everybody just I don't know, it just started from there. I felt in my heart, maybe because I love hockey so much, that Denver could support a women's hockey team all this time. And now I feel like very affirmed in that belief. Like I was like, oh, like we could do it. Like I know geographically it's not the most desirable location in the US, but I really think when they do Western expansion, like Denver has to be like number one in the US for where to put it. Like it went so well. People were so hyped. I saw jerseys for like every team. I saw like a bunch of people in Fleet jerseys at the beginning of the game. Like these are people walking into the arena. They didn't buy them there. They like just already had them. Like as I was walking in, I overheard like a couple saying like, "Oh, this is finally gonna unite the gays in Denver," and I was like, "Yes,
not wrong. You're not wrong."
Sorry, to quickly jump in on the like wearing a PWHL team that wasn't there, I saw multiple Ottawa Charge jerseys there, which made me very happy.
Sweet.
Because I am a Charge. Like they're my number one team. Partially because of Benjamin solidarity, but yeah, that rules. Oh, there was one other thing too. I'm gonna bring out another quick wrestling reference. The fans in the game was very similar to watching a John Cena match, because for Toronto was all the kids cheering, so whenever they'd score, it'd be a lot more high pitched for the cheers. Whereas a lot more of the adults seemed to be cheering for Montreal, aka John Cena's opponent.
Okay.
Trust me.
This isn't a reference, I guess.
Yeah, I was
going to say, I don't think anyone else on this...
If you don't understand, that is okay. Just
That's so funny.
That is for a select few people.
Smiling and nodding over here. Yup.
I appreciate it. But
yeah. So my only concern, I think Denver has the fan base for expansion. I don't know where they would put the team. Because they couldn't put them at ball, and Denver doesn't have... the Avs practice, like, 45 minutes south at a, like, local community skating rink. So there's not, like, a practice facility. I think the next best thing would be... I think they should
play on the DU campus. This
That would
is
be
definitely a selfish request from me as a DU community member, but I think that would be cool. But no, they would need an arena.
Yeah.
That would be the one.
Yeah. They could...
concern.
They could do the arena where the Eagles play up in Loveland, but people aren't going to drive an hour to go to a game. Like, Boston's already not getting fans in Lowell. No one, a Denver team wouldn't get fans 60 miles away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you have to drive up I-25, which for anyone who has been in the state of Colorado knows is a terrible, terrible thing to have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that we've discussed on the podcast a lot. It's taking, like, especially in the States, was what's kind of preventing expansion is not a lot of mid-sized rinks. You either have giant NHL arenas or like the tiny rinky-dink little rinks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily where you think the PWHL wants to go. Like, they maybe tried that in Toronto and look how demand was there. And now look at them in Coca-Cola Coliseum still selling out every game with like 8,000 people. And like, you're not necessarily maybe going to get that as much in the States as much as we hope they will. But the problem is you either go very small or you try and go big and make your arena look empty. Like, Minnesota can do all right, but like you look at some of those games at the Prudential Center for the New York Sirens, and it is
also
sparse.
A team that doesn't play in the city that they're named for.
Yeah, which is a shit, because like the Sirens are really good this year. They're very fun.
Yeah, they are really fun this year.
Are fun.
So yeah, I think a location would honestly probably be the... I know, like, it's not super modern, but theoretically, if it was somewhat updated, like some of the, like, buildings that we use for the stock show in Denver will host... No, like, that sounds so weird, but they, like, host, like, Disney on Ice and stuff. So if they were, like, remodeled to better support ice, I think it could be done. Like, I don't think a mid-size arena in Denver is entirely impossible. The other alternative I could think of would be maybe Colorado Springs, which, like, I would hate because I don't want to go to the Springs, but they do have quite a few mid-size rinks out there.
You've got the same issue. That's an hour plus away from Denver, so away from most of your fan base. I think the thing is wait for a full Western expansion, because right now if you put a team in Denver, like, that makes Minnesota look East Coast. Trying to put a team in Denver and like have fun with all of your games 2 time zones away. So yeah, wait until they can do 4 or 6 or whatever
Throw
teams,
like
which gives
some teams in like Alberta at the same time as you do Denver.
You'd probably do Edmonton, Denver, because that's again same time zone. Vancouver, Seattle, maybe like
LA.
Los Angeles, somewhere in there. Also, and to be fair, you said Denver may not be the most desirable city. They play in Minnesota.
They do.
So,
Denver's hot right now. People are moving. No, they're not anymore. There was a while there where everybody was moving here. But
Denver was trying to be like San Francisco light.
I wish that was sometimes. I mean, I'm not like the biggest proponent of Denver, but like sports wise, it's a great sports city. Like, undoubtedly.
All right. You guys want to play a game?
I would love to play a game.
Let's do it.
Okay. Before we do that, you can follow us on Instagram or Bluesky at Neutral Zone Hotel, all one word. You can join our Discord at neutralzonehotel.com/Discord if you want to hang out with us. If you like this episode, please rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. We're also available on YouTube at Neutral Zone Hotel, Please smash that like button, subscribe, and leave comments. I will read them eventually. And you can also send comments to feedback@neutralzonehotel.com or our Discord. We'll just take a quick break, and then we're going to play a quick game. And we're back, and we're going to play a quick game. It's while we're not talking about the NHL, we're going to continue to not talk about the NHL. We're going to talk about every other league. That's right.
No.
We're going to name that league. So this is a very simple game. I will name a team, and you will tell me what league it's in. All right.
Okay.
We're going to go one at a time, so this is not a buzz-in game.
Okay,
I will
great.
simply ask you, and then you will get points. We'll see. Please, no more than 8. Give yourself, no more than 8 seconds to answer. So just, go with your guts. It's okay. The fun thing about this game is that it can quickly go from very easy to effing impossible. Cool. I hope I calibrated the questions correctly. No guarantees.
Well, according to Benjamin, he he hopped in here earlier and vetted it and said it was pretty well balanced. So
He did a lot less betting than he claims.
Okay, well, when I do terribly at this game, I'm blaming
name a single team to him. So. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with Madison. And can you tell me what league the Flint Firebirds are in?
Is that...
Go with your gut.
is that USHL?
It is not. It is the OHL. The OHL. But that was a solid guess. All right. Emily, can you tell me what league the Rochester Americans are?
They're an AHL team. They are the Buffalo Sabres farm team, and the only good thing happening in that
their
entire
affiliates.
I did not know that.
organization.
Well, you got lucky on that one.
Yes, I did.
Funnily enough, the first ever AHL game I attended was against Rochester. Good memories.
Okay, Trevor.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what league the Victoriaville Tigers are?
The QMJHL.
That is correct.
Boom.
Okay.
I thought you were about to just stop at Victoria. I'm just like, oh yeah, of course.
No, I am not going to give you a BC team. Come on, we make it a little harder than that.
Fine.
All right, Madison. Can you tell me what league the Wisconsin Badgers are?
NCAA. Oh,
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I was like-
it's Division I if you want to be more
Yeah.
specific, but I'm not going to make you. Okay. Emily, can you tell me what league the Greenville Swamp Rabbits are?
Ooh, is that the Fed, the FP, the whatever, FJHL or something?
Oh, that's a good guess, but they are an ECHL.
Dang it. That was too much of a, Yard Goats level team name. I was like, this cannot be.
See, you're not wrong because I've seen their logo. It rules. A lot of the ECHL teams are on that level of bat spit and awesome.
Yep. All right, Trevor, can you tell me what league the ZSC Lions are?
Oh, that's a Swiss league. I couldn't tell you the name of it, but that's Switzerland, I'm pretty sure.
Can you tell me what level of league it is?
Oh god, second tier?
It is, in fact, the first tier league in Switzerland, the Swiss National League. I guess I'm gonna give you like half a point for that.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Okay, Madison, can you tell me what league the Swift Current Broncos are?
I'm upset because I can picture their logo, but I don't think I know.
Take a guess.
Is that USHL?
It is WHL.
Oh,
It's right there. That was Joe Sakic's junior team.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
No worries, no worries.
I don't know my junior teams as well as I should.
I mean, there are
it's
so
the
many.
Canadian
of
Hockey
Yeah.
League. You're allowed to ignore
Insert
it.
plug for elite prospects here.
Yeah, I did source all of this information from Elite Prospects, so thank you to them. Emily, can you tell me what league Barris Astana is?
Is that a Czech league?
That's a good guess, but it's actually the KHL.
That would have been my guess. Oh, I should have been allowed to steal.
I will again. It's almost unfortunate that we don't release video clips because I love how as soon as SJ finished pronouncing the name, everyone's eyes just went bugged out. Like, what the heck kind of curse did they just place on it?
I feel like I need to see some of these written out.
So they are located in Kazakhstan.
Okay.
Oh.
That makes me feel
yeah.
slightly better about my guess.
I mean, it is fair. All right. Trevor, can you tell me what league the Merrimack Warriors are in?
Oh, I've heard this name before. You know what? I'm going to steal a Madison thing. Is this the USHL?
This is an NCAA division. Good try.
I'm Canadian. I don't pay attention to college sports.
Good try.
Thank you.
Madison, we are back around to you. Can you tell me what league the Tri-City Storm is?
Okay, I actually think this is a USHL team. Am I wrong?
It is.
I was going to laugh so hard if you were like, oh, that's the WHL.
I was like, I think this one for real. I know.
Emily. The Allen Americans.
That's Pennsylvania. Is that ECHL?
It is. It is. Good job.
All right.
Good guess.
Nice.
Okay. Trevor,
Yep.
can you tell me which league the Lahti Pelicans are?
Sorry.
The
Would that
Lahti
be the
Pelicans.
Is that like the Swedish Elite League?
It is not. It is the Finnish Liga.
No! He's one of those two.
You're not doing too badly at guessing the European leagues. So, I mean, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, wrong country. Good try. Madison, can you tell me which league I'm going to mispronounce this name, so just slightly, but bear with me. The Trois Rivières Lions are.
Is that QMJHL?
It is ECHL.
For what it's worth, you got Trois Rivières correct. Nicely done.
Oh, I'm improving on my French city names.
After Benjamin and I ragged you on that last time you tried saying Trois Rivières.
I would have
Well,
corrected
what
you
do
if it
do?
was really wrong. So.
That's fair. All right, Emily, can you tell me what league the Fishtown Penguins are in?
They're German. They're the German league, the DEL.
Yes, you are correct.
I don't know why I know that, but that is in
Cool.
fact
Oh my
a thing that I know.
What happened?
Well done.
Amazing.
Well done.
With so much confidence, too. That might be the coolest game show moment we've ever had. Wow.
That was so cool. Just give Emily the win for that alone, honestly.
That was an excellent pull. Well done. Well done. All right. So let us. One more. We've got
Trevor
one
still
more
needs
for Trevor
one more.
to finish it out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, Trevor. Can you tell me what league? Excuse me, my dog is trying to help.
I just saw Leif's nose pop up through your arm there. It was very funny.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Puppy.
Okay, Trevor. Can you tell me what league HV71 plays in?
Yeah, that was the Swedish league.
That is the Swedish league.
The SHL.
That's not like a virus strain.
I was like,
No,
what?
that is the actual
Is
team
that what we're
name,
calling the
HV?
pig flu now? Or?
I have occasionally done some deep dives on the SHL because I like researching like the Vaho Lakers every so often. So I've done like during the summer when I'm bored, it's just like, hey, remember when Elias Pettersson was really cool in his like 1 year in Sweden? Watch the highlights and then like go on Wikipedia, look up all the information on the league. So I've actually looked at that league page more than any normal human should.
I need to now that I know that there's other professional Penguins teams out there, I feel like I need to acquire merch from all of them. Penguins are my favorite animal, so the Pens are my second team. Just on
there's something
alone.
I need to show you when we're done recording, but because Emily did mention the Yard Goats earlier, there's a minor league baseball team that has some very excellent Penguins themed merch.
Okay, dog. I got it.
All right. But yeah, I think Emily
Emily gets
wins
the
that
win. Congratulations. Huge. That's huge. There is no prize.
Just bragging
There's
rights.
the
That's fine.
Yeah, the
satisfaction
prize
of
is
pulling
knowing
out
how
the
fucking
DEL.
cool you are.
That's right.
Right?
You can bleep that.
All
Sorry.
We have like one per episode. We have the swear jar.
That's right. We have the swear jar.
I will put money in there. That's fair.
Okay, with that, you have been listening to the Neutral Zone Hotel, which is written, hosted, and produced by the Neutral Zone Hotel crew. Find out more at neutralzonehotel.com. Thank you to Emily Mowbray for designing our fabulous logo. Thank you to our special guests this week, Madison and Emily. I hope you come back again soon. You can follow us on Instagram or Bluesky at Neutral Zone Hotel, or email us at feedback@neutralzonehotel.com. You can join our Discord at www.neutralzonehotel.com/Discord if you want to hang out with us. And if you like this episode, please rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. Thank you for listening.